Craig Lindsey made the world a better place by giving people health care in places and conditions unimaginable. In places with 120-degree heat and dangerous war zones, Craig Lindsey provided the people of South Sudan with health, eye, and trauma care, and also with food and water. In 2005, he traveled solo to South Sudan to help the people and got dangerously sick because of the heat and lack of resources, but he still persevered. He started working with the John Dow Foundation to help the people by building a Medicare center to give people trauma relief and any other health care they could give, which tremendously helped the people, and they were extremely grateful. Unfortunately, the raging war in South Sudan at the time ended up looting the center. Everything that could be sold on the black market was stolen, but it did not give up on the people.
Before Craig Lindsey went to South Sudan, he was a reverend at the Skinny Church. He helped immigrants from South Sudan get settled in life in America. He gave them money provided by the church in addition to housing, food, and home accessories, and paid their rent for 2 months. After offering assistance, young men came to him wanting to set up a foundation to give help to other people in South Sudan. One of the young men, John Dow, wanted to ask for one last favor. He wanted Craig to go down to South Sudan and tell his father that he was okay. In 2005, he headed down to South Sudan on a solo trip.
Craig Lindsey took a trip to South Sudan to help the people with their problems. Imagine being in multiple wars for years on end and most likely being split up from your family and may never see them ever again. That's why Reverend Lindsey was there. He flew in solo to reunite families after years of not seeing each other. Craig Lindsey reunited a son to his parents after 30 years of not seeing them. This person was John Dow. He built trust with people to help them out with what they were going through. For instance, he gave a woman $5 because she asked him for a gift to remember him if he ever came back. He left a couple days after, but came back 3 years later with college students who were about to become doctors, and saw that same woman. She confronted him and told Craig Lindsey.
She grabs me by the shirt and takes me to her hut, and goes to the hut and goes to the ground and starts digging in the soil and pulls up the snail shell. That's about the biggest snail I'd ever seen. And inside was that $5 bill.
This shows that Reverend Lindsey gained trust from men and women in South Sudan.
In 2007, Reverend Lindsey traveled back to South Sudan to Duke Powell with colleagues Ted Kinder, Don Cross, Chuck Lim, and Mark DeWitt to build a healthcare clinic. They brought 2 shipping containers filled with tools and materials, but those were lost. However, they still managed to build the clinic. The clinic operated for its first 2 years with funds donated by Skinny residents. For the first time in Duke Powell, people were vaccinated, given diagnoses, and treated for a variety of diseases. The women of Duke Powell were given prenatal and postnatal care provided by trained midwives. High-speed internet and satellite dish connect the clinic with the people's scouts, allowing doctors to provide advice.
In his time in South Sudan, he made connections with people who lost their families and reunited them. Craig Lindsey made the world a better place by giving health care in places and conditions unimaginable. Today, the clinic has become a hospital that sees an average of 5,500 patients a month. Along with Medicare, the clinic provides nutritional and agricultural education. The clinic also includes eye care in 2011.
Craig Lindsey is more than just simply a minister at the Presbyterian Church. He is also a man who has worked with to help thousands of people in South Sudan.